Unexpectedly, so was really a result. A small but mature fish lying inside. He was as happy as catching a goldfish, quickly brought it back to the guilty coop. Bite a crunchy piece. The amount of protein is tens of times that of beef. It's just a pity that the small fish ate too much in order to increase the feeling of being full. Mr. Then went to pick more mushrooms, but leaving only relying on mushrooms was not good for a long time. When he remembered the pile of bamboo shoots that he had left in the water tank, he decided to go back to collecting the number of mushrooms that were full on it. At first, he intended to use them as a bait for fishing, but he wanted to eat meat again to suppress his will, thinking that eating meat was good for the stomach. Welcome to my lecture. Welcome to my lecture. He hurriedly brought the sail to the open-eyed area, finally on the helicopter to reach the next challenge. In this challenge, it is definitely the most luxurious survival season of Ed's life. Not only did he catch a hefty deer, but also grilled the deer's thighs, and he also enjoyed grilled pork. The first time Ed really achieved the goal of living comfortably among the wild nature. This time, the challenge location is the Carpathian mountain range in Romania, a high mountainous forest. Very few people set foot there. This place is also the territory of thousands of brown bears and grey wolves. Named the last wilderness of Europe, he was teaming up to be put descending from a small bush in the middle of the forest. He knew that at night the temperature here could go down to 0 degrees Celsius. To avoid making his brother Peter cold, he broke the rule by wearing a pair of pants. In addition, he did not bring any tools. And as everyone knows, the first thing to do in survival is to find the source of water. Without a map, there is no more compass. He just observed the terrain around for a while. Welcome to my lecture. Welcome to my lecture. Welcome to my lecture. Therefore, he collected a pile, placed an empty field to die, was sick from then until now but still could not drink any water. At this time, he began to feel a slight headache because of the loss of water. It was raining in the afternoon, so he did not have any tools to drink water. Until the evening, although the other coconut is still not completely dry, but compared to having to lie on a cold ground, this is still much better. The night came, the temperature began to drop, he rolled himself up in the tent, cold to the point where he couldn't stand it. He had to stand up and exercise a little to keep his body warm. So, over and over again, the first night was full of suffering. The most important task today was still to find the source of the water. He packed up his luggage and then started the journey along the mountain range. Walking across an empty field, he found a few trees with thorns growing in the trees. Some spices, sour and sweet, extremely exciting to taste. He took advantage of a little more to see if he could also find a food source that was stable. However, the most urgent thing was still to find water in front of the stone, continue to walk down the mountain. Finally, a small stream of water is flowing in the forest. He has been thirsty for a long time. He kept the ground to drink until his stomach is full. The most urgent problem seems to have been solved. Next, he plans to build a new place near the source of water. He finds a few nearby wooden blocks, arrange them together into a triangle, then add a tree branch on both sides as a frame. Finally, cover a thick layer of leaves on top to keep warm. This is how to build a quick hiding place in the middle of the desert. At this time, the sky was still early before nightfall. He decided to take advantage of the fire. He went out to find some dry grass to make fertilizer. On the way back, he happened to see a bird. This is also the raw material of the ideal fire group. When he came back to the camp, he immediately created a fire burning tool to increase the success rate. He also rubbed more plastic on his hands to increase the massage. When everything was ready, he started his odd job again. The fire went out for more than half an hour. Finally, a little fire was created. He turned the burning coal into the bird's nest, gently blowing. But unfortunately, the bird's nest was too hot. It hasn't been long since the fire was extinguished, but people often say that failure is the mother of success. He decided to try again when he saw the dust starting to rise. He thought he was about to succeed, but once again he failed. This made him angry, but he really didn't want to sleep on the cold and the humid ground. He decided to make one less safe. Each of his movements is skillful, only in a moment the fire has risen strongly. When he intended to put it in the fire, the sky again teased him again. The fire had just burned for a few seconds and it was turned off. Now, he is really regretful because Ray did not dry the sludge before setting up the tent. On the third day, he spent the whole night thinking about the sludge. The next morning, he collected a pile of dry grass and he brought it to dry under the sun. Because he knew that burning wood with fire is energy saving, so he decided to find some protein to supplement his energy. On the way, he found a small worm. He was hungry until he opened his eyes. Welcome to my lecture. Welcome to my lecture. Welcome to my lecture. Next, he put the king's antlers on the grill. Although it tastes a bit bitter, it is enough to help him replenish energy. But because he did not pay attention, he ate a little too much. Just a moment later, his stomach began to growl non-stop, while looking for the antlers. Welcome to my lecture. He decided to catch a few small animals to stimulate my craving for food. He aimed at the crickets in the grass and he quickly caught Lima Sampai and none of them. Returning to the field, he skewered the crickets into grilled skewers. When he saw them, they started to smell fragrant and yellow. He could not resist cutting the meat immediately. The fragrant and crunchy smell outside softened inside to make the dish more perfect. He decided to make a cup of tea. Without a suitable bottle to hold water, he peeled off the pine tree, then used plastic and charcoal to make adhesion to fill the holes. In just a moment, a small bowl of stir-fried rice was completed. Then he went to the stream, filled a bowl of clear water, then threw the hot red stones inside. Wait for the water to boil, add a few leaves of the tree, then stir well for a while. A delicious wild tea comes to life. Drink a sip, the feeling of warmth and the excitement. The fruit is so delicious that people are surprised, satisfied with the dinner. Early the next day, he immediately went out to check the trap. From afar, he saw the trap being activated. When he came close, he could not believe his eyes. The trap really caught a small deer. He quickly picked up a stick lying on the ground. When he saw that the deer was still alive, he quickly used the net to get rid of the mosquito. Then he brought the small deer back to the field. He knew that there was a brown bear in this area, so to avoid attracting the bear too close, he brought the mosquito away, running a few hundred meters away, choosing a position under the windy handle.